So my idea for today's video was talking about, do I ever not finish books, or DNF books, which is like slang for did not finish. I never used to not finish a book. Literally, I would, if I picked up a book and I started to read it, like I would suffer through till the end. I have this thing where I'm like, I need to finish what I started. Like I would always finish, no matter how bad it was. But recently, I think I saw, I don't know if it's a video with Rincey Reads or what it was, but she was just talking about how like not finishing books is seen as like such a bad thing. Fuck all of that, because I don't know, in the end, you're only wasting your time. And there are so many books out there that if like one isn't working for you, then you can just stop. You never have to come back to it, or you can come back to it at a different time. Like basically you just need to kind of read like whatever is speaking to you at the moment. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna start quitting books whenever they turn out to be bad. And so some recent examples of this, and the reason I'm thinking about this is because I didn't finish 2 books like in the past month, I think. The first one I didn't finish was Neuromancer by William Gibson, which is like a really dense sci-fi book, and the reason I was even reading it is because it is the book that The Matrix, kind of the idea is based on. I didn't even know that came from a book, because like The Matrix is one of my favorite movies anyways. So I was like, oh shit, I really got to read this. And it is very dense. Like, you know, the kind of like technobabble and stuff that they have in Star Trek is basically, it's like times 1,000 in that book. So it's kind of really difficult to wade through and understand what's going on in the plot. Halfway through I was like, I'm not enjoying this. I'm just suffering through it for the sake of suffering through it, because this is what The Matrix is based on. But guess what? You know, sometimes the source material isn't as good as the derivative, and that's okay, because I wasn't enjoying it. So didn't finish that one. And then the other one that I didn't finish was The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe, which I checked out because I was interested in learning more about like the 60s and the psychedelic culture. I pretty much was reading it fine up to the point that I encountered a character that said, I out-inwarded somebody. What? Like, I was like, I can't do this. It's one thing if you're going into a book knowing like this is gonna have some racism and gonna do a critique of it, but it's another thing to be just read something for the information and then like encountering racism and being like, oh awesome, I don't have to expose myself to that if I don't want to. So I just stopped. I think it was maybe like chapter 3. I was like, I'm done. I'm pretty sure I posted on Instagram, so if you follow on there you probably already saw it. Yeah, that's, I mean, I never really gave myself the freedom to just not just like walk away from books, but if you think about how many books there are out there, it's ridiculous to just force yourself through something that you're not enjoying. And I'm not saying I'm never going to read anything that's difficult, because I know a lot of classics are pretty like you know, dense. I'm just saying like you're not obligated to. So yeah, my views on, I guess, DNFing books has changed. Let me know if you guys haven't finished any books recently, like what books you've DNF'd, and just like what your attitude towards DNFing books is. Yeah, I'm curious. Oh, and I changed the channel name. It was Drunk Book Reviews, but I changed it to She Wants the Diction, just so no one's confused, like, why am I following this channel? What even is this channel? Yeah, it's the same. It's still me.